You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the pod. Let's get at it right now, everybody. I appreciate everyone that's here. Let's get at it right now. I'm talking about the Carlee Russell situation. I don't know. There's so many things I could say about this situation. It is embarrassing at the highest level. It is unfortunate that this was a hoax, that this was, I don't know what to say. Because we know that black women and black men, black people in general, we go missing, and oftentimes the media doesn't give us any focus. They don't pay attention to us. They don't talk about us as much as they do other people, in particular white people. When they go missing, whether it be a white woman, they get full coverage all the time. We saw it with Gabby Petito. We saw that a few years ago or a year ago, where everybody was on the case around her issue. She got about 1.6 million people all over social media that were saying, where is she? Her boyfriend, Laundry, he did it. There was a lot of attention nationally, locally, and oftentimes when black people go missing, there's really no national coverage, and black women in particular go without being heard. Now, in this situation, many people on social media called it right, that the whole situation was a hoax from start to finish. And this is really a bad commentary. As you can see me putting some pictures of her up on and this is what's sad, because this is a young lady, from what I understand, she's college educated. She's in, nursing school. She's trying to get a medical career. And as we already know, the story goes that she went missing. She was never, let me correct something right now. We should take the word missing out of our vocabulary when we talk about this issue, because she was not missing. She never was. It was a complete hoax. And of course, the family, her mother, her father, they were adamant that she was missing, and then she came back to them, and they said that the persons or person that victimized her was still out there. They said that on an interview. I'm going to play some of that to get us into perspective for today's pod, and we now know that that was not true. She lied to not only to us as a country, but she lied to her family as well. Of course, they're saying that when she got back, they couldn't get information out of her because the family said that she was just not stable in her right mind. I'm going to say this to everybody listening. Could there be some mental health issues going on here? There could possibly. You just never know. There are large numbers of, there's a percentage of people in our society that they can have it all together. They can go to school, hold a job, and then something can click wrong with them. So maybe she's got some mental health issues, which can be brought on from stress. Their stress. It does not make it an excuse to lie and do a hoax as to what this was all about. The police out there in Hoover, Alabama, you could tell they were on to this. They knew something wasn't right. Then you may ask yourself, will she face charges? Because what she did is, it was put out there that she was missing, that she was missing. And here is a official missing poster. Missing person, Carlee Russell. I'm talking about what was put out there before. Carlee Russell, 25 years of age. And then it has her weight, 150 to 60 pounds. Call 205-401-3365. So there was some attention paid to her being missing. And I think, believe it or not, folks, I think the attention that was being paid to her around being missing had more to do with whether it was a hoax than whether she was really missing. That's the impression that I got when you listen to the police, their press conference, that it seemed more to be about whether it was legitimate versus it was fake. I think that was the angle. That was the angle that I got. That was the angle that you heard and you could notice on social media. And the thing about this that's really sad is that some would say, oh, this throws back all black women that go missing. She's put a stain on all black women. What I want to say to you out there on these YouTube streets, because one of the things we've got to use a lot more on these YouTube streets is we got to use more what I would call on these YouTube streets logic, analytical thinking, and not just emotional thinking. Because when you look at what she did and you say, wow, she was terrible to do that. Oh, this black woman, I know there's guys on YouTube that are having a field day. Oh, this black woman this black woman that. Keep this in mind. When you take all the emotions out of this situation, how often, I want everybody in the chat room to think about this and write something about this. How often do you hear about black people saying that they're missing or going missing and it turns out to be a hoax? 9 out of 10 times, it's not a hoax. When I show you what I'm going to do, something that most people don't do on these YouTube streets. And I did this because I did a video, what was it, a year ago, about black women and black men going missing. And I had the data. And I'm going to give you the data as to how often black women and men go missing. See, we're not going to let I'm not going to sit up here and let what Carlee Russell did take away from the reality that there are black men and women, particularly our women, that go missing and have been going missing for years. So her one BS that she did, her lie, her hoax, you can't use that as the barometer to say, oh, this is what black women, no, this is what that black woman did. Because when I show you the data of how often black women go missing, out of the raw number of black women that go missing, nobody has come up in large numbers. I'm talking about in the hundreds and the thousands and said, oh, it's a hoax. I'm going to say it again. How often do black people go missing like this and it turns out to be a hoax? So when you look at this situation with this young lady who lied to the public, lied to her family, lied to the media, said that there was a toddler on the road. That was not true. How can use common sense? How can a toddler be walking around a road at night without something happening to that toddler? Why would a toddler even be out there on that road like that? Because she's already admitted yesterday when they put out the press release that there was no toddler. So that was a lie. But I want people out there to really think and use common sense here. This is one black woman who told a lie, misled all of us, misled the media, misled the police. And I believe that there should be some legal charges against her. Now, what I think is going to happen using logic is that the family, and they're going to get a psychological evaluation. As a therapist myself, I know how this works. She's going to get a psychological evaluation, and I bet you my bottom dollar that what's going to get her out of going to jail, she may end up paying a heavy fine. I think what's going to happen to her is that they're going to come back with an evaluation that she's got some heavy chronic mental illness that's come upon her. I think there's going to be heavy depression there. I'm not going to give the diagnosis because I don't know. But what I think may happen is that they're going to they'll evaluate her, and they will say, because of her mental distress, her mental state, that they're probably not going to put her in jail, but she's going to incur maybe heavy fines. I'm saying maybe she's going to incur heavy fines. Maybe they're going to put her at very least in the county jail for a couple of months. She might do 5 months, maybe even just a month, if that. And if they put her in a jail, they're going to give her a psychological evaluation once more, meaning she may not even go to a regular like jail. She might go to more of a psychiatric type of facility if it is deemed that her behavior, lying to the authorities, the police, her family, the media, and them not finding out that anything that she said was factual. And if they use man and woman power, now they're saying, I don't really believe this. They're saying that they spent $60,000. That was the cost so far in trying to find this young lady within the 48 hours that she was missing, ladies and gentlemen. The family was adamant that she had been affected by someone snatching her up. I'm going to say again, she lied, as you already know. She told a fib. She wasn't honest. And to the naysayers out there, you cannot use this black woman as an example to now demonize all black women as well as even black men, because the overwhelming number of black people that go missing goes beyond just this one person out of the bunch of thousands of black men and women that go missing have gone missing over the years. Out of thousands, this is the only one of the bush of them that's come out of the wash as a lie. So therefore, you can't use it as a barometer, because if this is what black people do, and if this is what black women do, then you would certainly have a whole bunch more and high numbers of black men and women that have told a fib. The fact of the matter is there are thousands of black people that go missing over the years, have gone missing over the years, and they have been legitimately missing, never to be heard from again, and they get very little to no press. Now, let me give you the numbers right now. Now, black people are 13% of the population. All right, 13% of the population. White people go missing about 57%. I know these numbers off the top of my head because of doing the last video that I did a year ago. White people are 57% going missing. And don't tell me you haven't seen white people lie and tell you that they were missing when they were not. You've had white women that have done this. You've had white men that have done this. Hell, you got a goddamn government that lies to you. You got people in the government that lie to you every day. You got presidents that lie to you every day. You got people that lie to you every day that's working in government. Why is it that nobody is outraged over the fact that you got this demon in Florida that's trying to rewrite the laws as it relates to black history? Why is it that nobody is outraged over the fact that the Joe Biden administration, the best they could do for the Emmett Till family is to give them a statue, a memorial? What have I been saying to y'all, folks? Symbolism? That's the best they can do? They couldn't have arrested and prosecuted Caroline Bryant while she was still here in physical? They couldn't do that? So before we jump on Carlee Russell and make her the poster child for, oh, she's a lying black woman who lies about being missing, this is a reflection on all black women. No, it's not. There are more black women that have gone missing and black men than this one person, Carlee Russell, who tells a lie. She told a bold-faced lie, a terrible lie, and she should be held accountable. Now, people are hating on her right now. People are criticizing her. I believe that the criticism is just. The criticism that she's receiving on and off of social media is just, but she does not represent the majority of black women that go missing and are not found to be a hoax. Now, to get you up to speed, as a reminder, let's go back to when her family had that interview. This is a short video, which I think the family was dearly in denial, folks. And here we go.
Eyes on her again. What was it like?
To me, I mean, just so much joy.
This morning, in an exclusive sit-down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carlee Russell are speaking out, describing the moment their daughter appeared on their doorstep after being missing for more than 48 hours.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. But it's okay.
Last Thursday, police say Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running, all her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Let's remember, everybody, that she did lie. She was not an honest broker whatsoever. She lied about her circumstances. Now, I understand why the parents are emotional like they were, because why would they not want to believe their child? Why would they think that their child would sit up there and tell them a bold-faced lie? Now, why would they? Why would they? We got to use logic as best as we can. Why would the family member not want to believe their daughter? But it turned out that the daughter lied. And so this is typical of family members who want to believe in their child. But sometimes, now that the lie has come out, you can also, because of the emotional connection that you have to your child and your loved one, you want to now protect them against those that will try to persecute them when they are found to be in the wrong. But this was prior to her being found in the wrong. But I think the family is still going to be in protect mode because there's a lot of people that are hating on her on the social media streets. And you've got people already saying, oh, no, protect her. Don't demonize her. She lied. And it also hurts black women who are legitimately been missing because we already don't get enough press as it is. Now, I want to say this. Even when black men and women say that they're missing or say that their family members are missing, you can make the argument that even though Carlee Russell lied, that they don't even believe us when we're telling the truth. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Tell the truth.
Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Put a 7 in the chat room. So even though she's been found to be lying, telling a story, not true, and there was this rumor that she was in a hotel, they have said that they have found no evidence. That is not true. They still need to find out exactly where she was at. But I bet you the family knows. I'm pretty sure that she's confided in her mother and father. But I'm going to say it again. Even if Carlee Russell lied, Think about the number of black men and women who have been 100% honest about being missing, and this society has done nothing to help them. Do you know that if white people go missing at 57%, black people go missing at 37% in American society? That is data. The media only 7% of the media is spent on investigating, reporting, and specifically and persistently reporting when black men and black women go missing. Only 7%. That's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket compared to when white people go missing. Now, you may say that, well, that's because white people go missing at 57%. Yes, they go missing at a higher percentage, but like I said, they also lie. They also go into having hoax, and they don't get demonized as, like, in terms of the media saying we're not going to report when white people go missing. They already don't report when black people are missing. So I would have to make a educated inference here that her doing what she did will not help the cause of black people that go missing, because the media is quicker to believe that our situation isn't legitimate as they will believe white people when their situations are legitimate or are not legitimate. Understand the hypothesis that I'm breaking down to you. Let's get back to it.
Family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely.
That's all a lie, as we know now.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by Carlee.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that.
All right, everybody. Let me also say to you that, as you can hear the family, that this is when that's when they found her. She came to their doorstep of her family's house. Let me also say this. You can see that she has a father. So we need to cut out the narrative that this would not happen if she had a father in the household. No, this father is in the household. So she had a father, she had a mother, but this is the thing. We don't know what the social dynamics and relationship that she has with both the mother or the father. So even though we know that having a mother and father is better for the stability of raising a family, having children, a daughter or a son, we still don't know what is the relationship that she has with the father or the mother. And we still don't know what is her mental capacity, what was happening to her. Was she now having a mental breakdown, which made her go out there and make up these lies? I'm assure you that this is going to be evaluated by a psychological counselor, which could possibly be used for her defense if the police department in this particular area of Alabama, Hoover, Alabama, the Hoover police, should I say, if they decide to bring some charges against her that could either put her in jail for a few months, or if they decide to say, we're going to heavily fine this young lady for telling the lie that she told. And could that be used as a defense to protect her from any heavy charges? So these are all the possibilities. I think I've heard people on the YouTube street say that, oh, she's not going to get charged because she's a woman. If it was a black man. Now, we already know that when black men do things, that black men are heavily penalized and we're demonized because we're seen as more of a threat than our women are. So, of course, if this was a black young male who did this, you definitely can bet your bottom dollar that there's going to be charges and right. But at the same time that we say that, we have to keep in mind that we live in a society that doesn't really care about us anyway. They don't really use much resources towards helping black people when we are missing anyway. So you need to keep that in mind. Now, let me show you, if I could, the other report about this situation. And let me say peace to Over 50 and Fabulous for the $5 super chat. Thank you for that contribution to the program today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share this in your social media, your TikTok, your Twitter, your Facebook, all the things that you use. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for that super chat, Over 50 and Fabulous. I appreciate that. Now, let me go to the next video because I'm going to break some statistics down that's going to blow you away at the end of the day. I'm going to say it again. The young lady was wrong to lead us all on as to whether she was missing, because I'm sure that there were a lot of black people out here in that community that were very concerned. I'm pretty sure that there were black people that were happy to see that there was some attention paid to her case, because oftentimes when we go missing, when things happen to black men and women, there's no attention paid nationally like it is to our whiter counterparts. But her lying like this does not help our cause. But I'm going to say again, even when black people tell the truth, they don't even still believe us, because you can see by the press coverage and the energy that they put into these situations. Let's go to the next video that kind of breaks down the lie, the hoax that she unfortunately engaged in, everybody. Here we go.
Came back home, Carlee Russell. Turns out her lawyer says she was never kidnapped and she never saw any toddler on the side of the highway. Blaine Alexander joins us now. And Blaine, this puts to rest, I think, a mystery that we've been talking about for something like a week after the alleged kidnapping of Carlee Russell. She was missing for about 48 hours, said she saw a toddler on the highway, told police she'd been abducted. Turns out it was all made up. Is that what happened?
That sounds like that's exactly what happened, Hallie. This really is a stunning ending to a case that in so many ways has captivated this country. So not too long ago, police there in Hoover, Alabama, gave an update. They read a statement from an attorney on behalf of Carlee Russell and essentially said point blank, there was no kidnapping. I want to read you a couple of the top lines from this. There was no kidnapping. She says she never saw a baby on the side of the road. She didn't leave the Hoover area. She says she did not have any help in this incident. I think that's something that's important.
Now, once again, as you heard right there, ladies and gentlemen, she did not have any help. Let's get facts together, because there's a lot of stuff that gets put out there on these YouTube streets. It's not true. She had no help. So this wasn't a whole team of people that were assisting her in this hoax, in this lie. There was a talk about her being in a hotel, no hotel that they've been able to discover. And 3, there was no toddler. I heard people today saying, well, what about the baby? There was no baby. This was a complete fabrication by Carlee Russell, which is why she has to be, in my opinion, she has to be held accountable for the lie that she created that can also do indirect damage, irreparable damage to the plight of black people who have family members who truly go missing. If she has mental health problems, she needs to definitely have help and examination and treatment. And I hope that the family will be able to get her the help that she needs. They're going to have to evaluate her, as I said before. I feel bad because the father and mother were very emotional in that video that I showed you, believing in their daughter. And why shouldn't parents not believe in their daughter? But she lied, she misled, and it's a damn shame. But keep this in mind. I'm going to repeat this as I said before. You don't have in general a lot of black people who go missing like this, and it ends up being a lie. Out of the overwhelming number of thousands of black people, when I give you the data and the numbers, then you will realize that it is kind of foolish to use her as the poster child that, oh, black women lie about being missing. See, no, it's this black woman that lie. I must repeat that because a lot of nonsense and illogical talk goes on these YouTube streets. And as Information Man, you know, I bring the data, I bring you the truth.
Tell the truth.
I bring you common sense analysis and not just emotional analysis, but based on thinking it through. She is wrong for what she did. It is wrong, wrong, wrong. Let's continue.
Point out that this was a single act done alone by herself. She says in the statement that my client was not at a hotel with anyone from the time she was missing. That Carlee apologizes to everyone in the community who searched for her, and then kind of ending by asking for prayers. We ask for your prayers as Carlee addresses these issues, her issues, and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in all of this. So, Hallie, you know, we kind of saw that this could be coming when the police put out their press conference last week, pointing out inconsistency after inconsistency in her story and a number of things that pointed to no kidnapping. But today she's speaking out through an attorney. Now, there are still a number of questions, a chief among them. Where was she during this 49-hour period during which she was?
That's the big question that has not been answered yet. Where was she during this whole situation? We'll find out. We'll see what the deal is. Eventually something's going to come out in the wash. And the police still have more questions, folks. Here we go.
We know that that's something that police say they're going to be looking into as well.
Could criminal charges be coming? Was there any allusion to that?
That's a possibility. You know, police said that everything's on the table. They were asked whether the parents were being investigated. And you'll remember that her parents really gave a strong, compelling interview to our Priscilla Thompson, in which they said after she returned home that they fully believed that she was fighting for her life.
Right there. This is for the naysayers out there who say, oh, she's not going to be. They just said that the police in Hoover, Alabama are looking at all possibilities. They're looking at the parents as potentially guilty in this. Now, I'm not saying that they are. This is all alleged. They're looking at, according to the news there, they're looking at where was she exactly, whether they're going to be charges. They're looking at that, and they're looking at who else could be partially involved in this. Now, they said they have not identified anyone else that's been involved, but they're looking at the parents as well. This is very important because we have to be very careful when we jump out the window and we say, well, nothing's going to happen to her. I said to you before, the one thing that could protect her from doing any heavy time like in jail is if she gets a psychological evaluation and a licensed clinical therapist can say that, yes, she had a mental health breakdown. That could be the one saving grace that could keep her from doing heavy time, maybe even paying a penalty, some type of restitution to the state. Because if they spend $60,000, whether you want to, if you even believe that, when the hell have they really spent money on black folks like this in these little country bunkin type towns? But if they spent $60,000, then the city, the town could probably, or the city of Hoover, you would think that they might want to sue her or make her pay restitution back to the city for the money that they spent thinking that she was missing because of spent time and resources, manpower, woman power, and what have you. We'll see how this all flushes out.
So, but police say that despite that statement, they're still going to be looking into every possibility and that nothing's off the table, Hallie.
Nothing is off the table, y'all. Okay. There it is. So nothing's off the table. They said it right there in that segment that I played. So keep that in mind, everybody out there. Make sure you share this video on all your social media. This is the pod. I do it a little bit different than I do the Sunday show. Now, this is the part that I really want you all to pay attention to. I want you to, I'm gonna do this slowly so that everybody understands the importance of these numbers and what these numbers represent. Okay? This young lady was wrong as all get out. She should be, I'm going to say it again. She should be held accountable. She lied about being missing. She was not missing, as we know now. But let me put some perspective in there for the naysayers. There's a hashtag called Help Us Find Us. This is a hashtag and a program that is designed to help find black people or people of different ethnic groups that have gone missing, particularly black men and black women. Let me give you the breakdown right here when it comes to kids, because we have black children that go missing. Okay. Now, missing kids, 14% of children that are black. So in this country, black children make up 14%. That was the latest numbers when I did this about a year ago. Okay. 14%. Out of that 14%, black children account for more than a third of missing kids. So black children, hear me out, account for a third of children that go missing, and they represent around 14% of the population amongst children, not the black population. Black population, they say, is 13%. I think actually it's more than that, but that's another debate. But overall, black children represent in this country 14%. And out of that 14%, they're saying that black children represent a third of those that go missing. You can get this information from the National Crime Information Center. A lot of this information comes from the National Crime Information Center. Also, CNN did a poll, a data poll on this as well. And black children are going missing. And we got to keep that in mind. Once again, black people go missing at 37%, white people at 57%. The media only spends about 7% of their time and resources reporting when we go missing. Keep that in mind. Missing persons. 40% of people that are black, or they call here people of color. You know, I don't like that term, but 40% of black people, along with other ethnic groups, go missing at about 40% go missing out of 13%. We're 13% of the population. So about 40% of us go missing each year. That's very startling. So I'm giving you the data because even though Carlee Russell lied, misled everybody, and that's the narrative that's happening now, that she's a liar and it's kind of put a stain on everything, I'm reinforcing what is facts, because even though she could lie like she did, when you look at the overwhelming numbers of black people that go missing, her little lie that she did is kind of isolated. It's not a true representation of black men and women that go missing that lie about being missing. She's a small, she doesn't fit into the bigger equation at all. When black children go missing, they age them. So when black children go missing, remember I talked about this before on previous shows. When it comes to our children are aged. They look at our children as if they're adults, which is another reason why they don't respond as quickly to finding missing black children, because they age them. Now you're going to be crazy about it. 105 million black men, talking about black men right now, which is about 1.5 million, go missing in America. Have gone missing, and let me correct that. 1.5 or 105 million black men have gone missing over the years in this country. How often have you seen black men go missing and lie about it? So, and the numbers for women is even more. So keep this in mind. 1.5 million black men have gone missing over the years. So if you got 5 million people going missing and you've got one person who ends up being a hoax, then you can't demonize the culture. You can't demonize black people. You can't demonize black men. In this case, you can't demonize black women and say this is what black women do, when there's overwhelming number of black men who go missing and you don't have all these hoaxes in high number. Okay. Now, I'm not finished here. 10,000 black girls and women. Here it comes. I said 1.5 million black men. Well, you got 10,000 black girls and women who go missing every year. Hear what I'm saying? There's been a 1.5 million black men that have gone missing over the years. Okay? But black women go missing at the tune of 10,000 per year. Per year. Now, this is one black woman who lied about being missing. So how the hell would she represent black women that go missing? If you got 10,000 black women going missing a year, you should have higher numbers of those missing women being a hoax. You should have hundreds upon hundreds and thousands of cases in which they have found that it was a hoax, but they haven't. Because these black women that have gone missing are still missing to this day and have not been found out to be a hoax. Because those family members are still going to the police department saying, or to the news, talk about my family member, and they don't. They don't give it the same attention. But there is not an overwhelming situation where these people all of a sudden they show up and say, oh, let me ring my daddy and mama's doorbell. Hey, y'all, I've been missing for 3 years. Well, I really wasn't missing, y'all. Nope, it has not. The numbers that I've looked at does not reflect that. This was just now I'm gonna give you some numbers here. Just 2 years ago, and it's still happening today. Just 2 years ago, there were 100,000 cases of black women and men going missing that did not grab national attention. Do you hear what I'm saying? Did not grab national attention, meaning the media didn't do anything to talk about it, to reflect on it, to make it seen as serious at all. Peace to everybody in the chat room. Thank you for being here. This is the pod. So you got just 2 years ago, you had 100,000 black folks go missing, and the national media paid no attention of it. And the media, when they do pay attention to when we go missing, they only spend about 7% of their resources, 7% of the time talking about it. Let's keep these things in mind. I'm doing this because a lot of people are caught up in the fact that, well, she lied to us. Yes, she did. She's got to pay the price, whatever that price is. She needs help. If she needs help, she needs counseling. She needs counseling. She may end up going to jail. She may have to pay a fine. She was wrong for misleading us and telling a lie and misleading her community. But Carlee Russell does not represent the overwhelming number of black women or men who go missing, and they're legitimately missing and nobody gives a damn about them. Let me give you this crazy number right here. In 2020, everybody, there was about 268,884 girls and women. We're talking about black girls and black women who went missing in the United States. That's just in 2020. That number hasn't changed. The numbers are still going up. That data comes from the National Crime Information Center. If you think I'm lying, you can check it for yourself. The National Crime Information Center is where I get my data. Just in 2020, 2,068, 884 black girls, black women went missing in the United States of America. And out of all that overwhelming number, there was never this high number of hoaxes. There was never a discredited case. These cases have not been discredited as missing. They are simply still missing and never have been solved by the police, by the media, by no one. And they have not, if they have not, and I say it again, they have not deemed any of them as hoaxes. This situation with Carlee Russell is, I'm going to tell you right now, even though she's wrong for doing it, this is an isolated case of a black person lying about being missing. And if you look at black people overall in this society, how often do we even engage in these type of hoaxes, these type of lies? I'm not saying this to let her off the hook. I'm saying you got to simply take the emotions out of this, look at this very critically, analytically, and realize that what she did was an isolated situation of this one black woman, college-age black woman who lied and misled us, told lies, misled her community, misled her parents, misled herself. And I'm going to tell you right now, a part of me, because of my work in mental health, a part of me feels that there may be something mental, emotional going on here, but I don't know. And I'm not going to assume, but I would not be surprised if there is something mental and she will be evaluated, and that could be used to protect her from further heavy charges against her. We'll have to see. You saw in the video that I played that the family is going to they're going to investigate everybody. Let me give you now let me put this in perspective. 2000, I want to correct something that I said here. 268,884 girls and women went missing in the United States. This is what I should have said to you. A third of those reported were black. So a third of that number, that 268,884 number, a third of it was black people. So I wanted to make a correction there. A third of it were people that look like me and you. And a good hunk of it was black women and black girls. So we have a problem in this country with people going missing overall that never get solved. And we have another problem with the black community having men and women that go missing, and nobody tends to give a damn about when we go missing. And this is the thing. People are going to say that because she lied, that's going to put back black people's attempt to be recognized when they go missing. There could be some impact, yes, but the media, I got to keep this in mind. The media was not following or supporting and pushing legitimate black people that are missing when it was legitimate and it wasn't a hoax. They didn't give a damn about us when we were really missing. All of a sudden, the media now, you notice the media now gives a damn when it's a lie, when it's a black woman or a black person in this situation, a black woman who lied about being missing. And now the media is so concerned about the issue of black people being missing all of a sudden, but they weren't. They're gaslighting us, folks. Ask yourself, where was the media for all those other legitimate cases that I just brought up, or numbers that I put out? Where were they at when there were legitimate black people that were missing and the cases were never solved and the media didn't really put that much attention into it? Now you have a situation, isolated situation, where one black woman lies, come to find out the whole thing was a hoax. And now all of a sudden the media's got so much to say about black folks and the issue of being missing or not missing. Isn't that interesting? See, you have to use critical thinking skills, analytical skills, assess what's going on, not get into the emotional part of it that leads you to all sort of conspiracy talk. She simply lied. But the media and everybody is jumping up and down about it. I get it. But keep this in mind. She told a lie. She misrepresented herself in her community, and she used up resources that were used when they were looking for her at the tune of $60,000, so they claim. But keep this in mind. We got people in government. We got people in high places in this country that lie to you every day, embezzle money. We got liars in government, in the Senate, liars in the White House, liars. We got a president who all he could do for the Emmett Till family is give him a funky statue memorial and not go ahead and prosecute the woman who was the catalyst of his mutilation. We got a lying president. We got another guy who's been convicted, gonna be convicted, who's still able to run for president. It's interesting how people are more blown away by this woman's lie, but you're not as blown away by the lies of people in your government, people who you pay taxes to, people who misuse us. We're not as angry as we should be about what's happening with Ron DeSantis in Florida and how they're trying to whitewash black history. And nobody gives a damn about that. Nobody's outraged about that. But we're outraged over this young lady who lied and should have never lied. And we're acting as if that's the biggest story in the world when you got bigger liars who rip you off every day. We got people on YouTube who will grift you for money. We got people like the Polites of the world who people supported. And this man's been ripping black people off since he's been on these YouTube streets. We got people that grift you left and right. We got black folks that grift black folks. We should be just as outraged by people like that look like us, who rip us off, who lie to us, and the things that are going on in this society socially. We should be just as outraged about the Emmett Till situation and what the Joe Biden administration is proposing when he should have put that woman in jail. Yet, we will call for Carlee Russell to go to jail for lying about being missing. I get it. She lied. She should pay some penalty. But what I'm saying is, are we just as angry? Were we just as angry about Carolyn Bryant, who should have went to jail, who did not go to jail, but we should have been screaming and yelling and putting up all kind of fits against this administration for not charging her and putting her in jail? We should have the same energy for the other effery that goes on in this society that does not benefit us as we do in saying that this black woman needs to pay the price. And by all means, she does. So I want to say this to all my critics out there. I'm not saying that she does not belong in some type of, she should be held under the laws of the state of Alabama within the Hoover community that she comes from. If they find her guilty of something in their laws, and she should have to pay the price, whatever that situation is, most definitely. And should she be counseled on social media? Should we say that we're through with her? I would say that it's going to be very hard for black people to want to support her and support others like her. Now, what this is also going to do is that when you have a situation where a recent black girl goes missing or black man goes missing who's young like her, it's going to make those of us on social media take a back step and say, wait a minute, is she really missing? Is he really missing? Because see, you remember what Carlee Russell did? She's actually created a precedent that's going to make a lot of us look at things a little bit more skeptic and not give people the benefit of the doubt. And what will happen is that when we have legitimate black men and black women that go missing, who may be 100% legitimately missing, we're going to be less inclined to believe it, because I'm talking about those of us on social media, because we look at the Carlee Russell as she burned us. She burned you. That's how you're going to look at it.
Tell the truth.
So therefore, black people already don't like each other in general. We have some internal hate towards each other and some lack of respect for one another. So therefore, we will be the ones that will be the first ones to jump out the window and be very skeptic of the next black female or man who comes along and their family says, my son is missing, my daughter is missing. And then we're going to be the first ones that'll be very, very critical, because black people in general, we tend to be the most critical of one another more than anybody at the very beginning. So I'm sorry that this whole thing happened. I wish it never happened. I wish that she told the truth from I wish she never conjure up any of this. And the police are still investigating. They're going to get to the bottom of it. However it turns out, we'll see how this whole thing, how the whole thing flips around. I feel really bad. Again, the family, they believed in their daughter, but their daughter has turned out to be a liar. I'm telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
A liar. And it's a damn shame. Well, everybody, I hope that you all have a great evening. I'll be back with more presentation this week. I appreciate you all out there for coming on over and supporting this channel. Do me a big favor, subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
And if you like sports, check out the Prime Sports Media channel. That's my other channel, Prime Sports Media. Check that out. And I'm going to get ready to get on out of here. I appreciate everybody in the chat room. We got a view for a view. We got Jonathan Kidd. Jonathan Kidd, I'm going to be modding you up soon, brother. You've been coming over supporting the channel pretty heavily lately. Everybody in that chat room, Jill's Chocolate Boutique, all my mods. To the mods, you are the best. Let me give you all a clap. To all the mods. We got reps in there for reparations. We got India. Love is in there. I see you in there. She says, it's a daily. Let me pop something on the screen before I get out of here. I really want to make these pods a little bit short and not like a 2-hour pod. I'm trying to look like I'm right within my time limit. And let me put down what you put up there on the screen and put that up there right now. India said this, it's a daily reoccurrence for Black people to read and see the mass majority of missing Black children and teenagers with no resolution. That's right. So that's what my whole podcast was tonight. I want you not to use the Carlee Russell situation to deny the fact that there's still Black women who go overwhelmingly missing in this country. Nobody gives a damn. The media doesn't really give a damn. And they don't even give a damn when Black men go missing as well. So do not use what she did as a way to say, well, let me not pay attention to what's really happening to Black women, because the overwhelming number of Black men and women that go missing, Black women in particular here, they're not hoaxes. We don't see a lot of hoaxes coming out of our community left and right when it comes to stuff like this. We got a lot of grifters in our community, but when it comes to this sort of stuff, we don't have a large number of Black people that are lying about stuff like this. This is isolated. That's the point I'm trying to make. When you look at the overwhelming numbers of us that go missing every year, and the media says nothing, but they have a lot to say. When one Black woman lies about being missing, they have a lot to say about the critique of her and Black women. Then all of a sudden, the media jumps out the window and wants to say, is this going to hurt the media from reporting about legitimate Black women that go missing and Black men? And I'm here to tell you, the question that should be asked is, why hasn't the media spoke out about those legitimate cases in the way that they're speaking out about the Carlee Russell case, y'all?
Tell the truth.
But she's still wrong. Is all get out for what she did. That is overwhelmingly, no doubt, the damn truth. That cannot be denied. And it won't be denied by me. Everybody have a great night. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate you. Everybody, you just got potted tonight. Take care. Peace.
Information is power.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
And if I have not, again, I want to thank everybody in the chat room that showed up tonight, all my mods, everybody that's new to the channel. Subscribe, share this video on all your social media, ladies and gentlemen. I probably gave the most different perspective about this situation than I believe than anybody, because this was really about the fact that despite what she did, we still go missing and they still needs to be investigated. But I appreciate everybody in that chat room for hanging in there with me tonight and rocking with me tonight. And I appreciate you all again.